Yo, what's up guys? Zyaf here. Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be breaking down and predicting for you the Esports League bracket for the UFC that's going to be going up in just a couple of hours. It's going to be on twitch.tv/UFC. ESFL is officially partnered with them, and it's going to be at 3 p.m. EST. Should be in a couple hours by the time this video comes out. So let's get into it. Matchup 1, Styles and Baybz. Looking at Styles right away, very top heavy, very pressure fighting grappler. He definitely likes that kind of approach. And Baybz is a little bit of the same way, but in my opinion, he has more of a striking game. He's a little more willing to pressure with the hands, whereas Styles is pretty much looking for the takedown the entire time. The way I see this fight playing out is one of two ways. I think Styles could get him down early with his relentless aggression, get him down, maybe hold him in side control a little, and pound him out and get an early victory. But the way I think this first fight is going to go is Baybz is going to deny the early takedowns, do some damage in the feet, and then he's going to finish Styles on the ground with ground and pound, probably in the second or third round after gassing him out a little and getting some denials. Matchup 2, TD Jamie, that's the Dons. That is probably the best Xbox camp out there right now. And he will be fighting Pablo Grips, also known as Dev Raider. He is part of ICB. Now, this is a very unfavorable matchup for Grips right off the bat. We know how good Suave Jamie is, right? He's 7-0, undefeated ESFL champion, and he's got a lot going for him, man. I mean, he has an incredible striking game, incredible wrestling game. He has really good timing, really good distance management, and he's just so ahead of the curve on Xbox. Now, what Pablo reminds me of is kind of UFC 3 pressure. It's a lot of combinations, a lot of straight strikes, a lot of 2-3 piece stuff, a lot of head hunting, kind of not the highest level pressure, but something that's still going to work. That's kind of the way I view Pablo. And at the end of the day, I think Jamie is just going to win. I think he's going to be too technical for him on the feet. He always has that grappling option. Pablo is very, very aggressive, so he could get him with something, especially early. But I think as the fight goes on, Jamie is going to start taking over, and he's going to get a TKO in the second or third round. Now, Jakeyb versus Michael. This is a really interesting matchup because I know a lot about Michael. I haven't really seen Jakeyb play, but what I do know is that he's undefeated. He's 2-0. He's looked very, very impressive, so I've heard. I think he's a bit of a striker, but I couldn't be too sure about that. Now, Michael is just really, really good player. He's been improving his striking game a ton. He has super good denials on the top, and what he really does well is make you frustrated, man. Like he makes you want to give up on the top, and he really demoralizes you. So I think because of that, Michael is going to win either a first or second round ground and pound victory. Dabiken and Cody Dank. This is matchup number 4. This is a very interesting matchup to me. Dabiken, he just moved over to PS4. He looked really good in his debut against Onza. Cody Dank hasn't had the best run. He's only 2-1 as far as I'm aware. Hasn't really been competing much. He's been playing some other games, which I know, but overall, man, Cody is definitely a good player. He definitely has the capability to beat Dabiken, but at the end of the day, I gotta go with Dabiken, man. I think he's been training with some of the top fighters in the world. I think he's just ready for this. And I think we could see him in a semifinal or final matchup. Now, Peyton in DynoMMA. This is a super fun matchup to me. For those who don't know, both of these guys, super exciting strikers. Dyno, probably, no, not probably, absolutely the best simulation style Israel Adesanya in the game. He was also the best simulation Izzy in UFC 3. He's progressed a lot. He's gotten a lot better from UFC 3 to UFC 4. And Peyton trains out of that Vegas MMA camp, absolute beast on the feet. He definitely likes that kind of stationary head movement, lead hook, straight lead hook combinations. And I think this could be a very, very exciting fight, to be honest. I think this is going to turn out to be one of the best fights in the card. And at the end of the day, I'm actually going to go with Dyno. I think he's going to take it. I think he will gas Peyton out, confuse him with his unorthodox combos, and I think he's going to get a knockout in the second round. Now, Slick Colt versus Combo. Grappler versus striker, right? That's what this is. It's a pure grappler versus a pure striker. Combo is an absolute beast on the feet. Slick Colt is a beast on the ground. But the problem is, I think Combo is more competent on the ground than Slick is on the feet, and every fight starts standing up. And unfortunately for Slick Colt, I do think Combo will get this one done early. He's really, really good at this game. Also training out of that Vegas MMA camp. I think he's going to get a first round knockout, man. Now, moving on to the 7th matchup of the card, you've got Mangan versus Trickzzy. And right off the bat, I'm going to say this. I do have some inherent bias because Trickzzy was kind of the one who taught me the ropes during UFC 3. He's the one who initially got me better. But at the end of the day, I think these are both strikers. I don't think this fight's going to go to the ground at all. And I think when it's in the striking realm, Trickzzy will just be better there. He is so clean with his combinations. He plays footsies very, very well. And overall, I just think he might just be the better player, to be honest. So I think Trickzzy will also take this one by round 1 knockout. PapaLemur and Southpaw. Now, these are two fighters who I haven't gotten to see much, but I do know they are very, very good players. Southpaw beat Dabiken, formerly coming out of that T4H camp, but he's a very good striker. But unfortunately for him, I think he relies on the slip hook a lot, and he relies on him being able to get up from bottom positions very, very easily. He has very good denials off his back, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think PapaLemur, he's going to just take him down. He's just going to grapple him. And I think Southpaw might get caught, to be honest. He's going to get caught throwing one of his wild combinations, the 1-2 front kick or the 1-2 slip hook. He's going to get caught there, and I think PapaLemur is going to win a decision. So that completes the round 1 bracket. Let's move on to round 2. Now, round 2, first matchup, has Baybz and Suave Jamie. This is very interesting fight because I think Jamie is so intimidating with his aura, and he's going to be so difficult to grapple. But if Baybz can kind of ignore that and he can really get him down, he can definitely do some damage there. But at the end of the day, again, you just got to go with the champion, right? You've got to go with the 7-0, undefeated, has looked phenomenal champion in Suave Jamie. I think he's going to get it done in the second round. I think Baybz will have a good first round. I think his first round will actually look very good, but then Jamie's just going to come alive in the second round. And if he doesn't put him away in the second, I think he'll do it in the third. Now, second matchup, you've got Michael versus Dabiken. This is a crazy, crazy good fight. Now, if you don't know, these two have fought before. They fought in the original Xbox Grand Prix that Dabiken did win. And in that fight, he definitely looked phenomenal, man. Michael did give him some early kind of trouble, but Dabiken really, really pushed past it. And I think that might happen again. I think Michael is I think this might actually be the most competitive fight on the entire tournament if it does go the way I've predicted, because Michael and Dabiken, they're just so well matched for each other. They both have really good striking games. They both have really good grappling games. I'd say Michael is the better grappler slash wrestler overall, and Dabiken might be able to avoid that by getting in some power punches early, which he does like to do. So it's difficult to call this one. At the end of the day, I think I'm going to go Dabiken getting the win by split decision. Moving on to the third fight of round 2, you've got DynoMMA and Combo, two really good strikers, people who are going to really stand, bang it out. But what I do know is that this matchup will be played at a very high ping. Dyno and Combo have played before multiple times. They have both mentioned the ping, said it hasn't been too bad, but when you're streaming and you're across the world like that, that's going to cause you some issues, and I think it's going to cause issues in particular for Dyno. I think he's going to have a lot of issues adjusting to that and throwing the kind of more flashy and confusing strikes, and I think Combo's going to get it done in the second round. Final matchup of round 2, you have Trickzzy fighting PapaLemur. Very, very interesting fight here, but I'm just going to go out and say it again. I think Trickzzy will just be the better fighter here. He has a phenomenal striking game. He plays range very well. PapaLemur hasn't had the best run in ESFL as of late. And overall, I think Trickzzy is just going to play his game. He's going to play it really well, and I think he'll get a round 3 knockout. Now, moving on to the semifinals, the first matchup of the semifinals, Jakeyb and Dabiken. If you don't know, Jakeyb actually took his belt from Dabiken in their original ESFL match. And this is a very, very competitive fight. Dabiken looked really good early. He looked very good early in that fight. And that might have to do with Jakeyb gets nervous. He gets kind of a little stuttery, a little gun shy. So I think Dabiken might put it on him early. And I think if Jakeyb can't survive that onslaught, he will get finished. However, I think Jakeyb has the championship mentality. I think he will survive, and I think he's going to put Dabiken away in round 3 after surviving very tough early adversity. Second matchup of the finals, you have Trickzzy fighting Combo. This should be a great fight. Two highly regarded strikers on both consoles. I mean, these guys are just so good. And they've just done so well in ESFL. They've done so well in quick fights, which I know people like to say, the quick fights don't matter, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, they are really what determines skill. I mean, you can't go off a best of one. That's very difficult. But I think this is going to be an absolutely incredible fight. Trickzzy and Combo. I think Trickzzy is going to win this one. I think he's going to win it in a battle of stamina. I think it's going to be very even, but maybe Trickzzy gets a late body rock, and then that changes the course of the fight. He gets a knockdown, and I think Trickzzy will win by unanimous decision. And moving on to the final matchup, it's going to be Jakeyb and Trickzzy. What a final matchup that would be, right, guys? I mean, two just incredible, acclaimed strikers. Jakeyb obviously has the wrestling game to fall back on. But what people need to remember is that this final matchup is going to be a best of 3. And that favors nobody except Suave Jakeyb. That's where he does his best work. I mean, he needs his time. He needs to take that time. Maybe get off the nerves. Maybe get knocked down. Maybe lose the first fight, which I think will happen. I think Jakeyb will lose the first fight. Probably going to get knocked out early, I'd say. But I think he's going to come back like a bat out of hell. He's going to grapple in the first fight. And the final fight of the tournament will be an all-out war. It'll be 1-1 between Jakeyb and Trickzzy. And Jakeyb is going to win by third round knockout. Those are my predictions for the UFC Esports League Xbox tournament. Feel free to let me know what you think of my predictions. Let me know what you think will happen in the comments below. I will see you guys next time.